the most awkward moment you've ever had in school? It all started with a simple assignment in English class. Mrs. Fisher, our teacher, handed us a creative writing prompt, and we were supposed to write about a life-changing event. I was pretty confident. After all, I'd had a few big moments in my life, but I wasn't about to write about anything too personal. I'd heard horror stories about teachers reading our work out loud, and I wasn't about to have anyone know anything embarrassing about me. So I went with a fictional story about a kid who accidentally became a hero by saving a puppy. It was harmless, and I thought it was decent enough. Mrs. Fisher told us to exchange our papers with someone else in class so we could peer review. I handed my paper to Jessica, the girl who sat next to me. She was the kind of student who always had a bright smile, but never really spoke to me outside of class. She read through my paper and handed it back with a weird look on her face. "Is this real?" she asked. I stared at her. "No, it's just a story." "Why?" "I don't know, it feels kind of personal," she said, trying not to make it sound weird. I shook my head. "It's not. Don't worry about it." When Mrs. Fisher called on students to read their stories aloud, I had a bad feeling in my stomach. When it was my turn, I stood up, cleared my throat, and began reading the first few lines of my puppy story. But as I read, I noticed something strange. The words didn't sound as fictional as I thought. Some of the details felt too real. I kept reading, hoping I was just overthinking it, but the further I went, the more I realized it was my own life I was narrating. The little details about the puppy were replaced with the name of my childhood dog, Charlie, and the life-changing event I'd written about. The time I found Charlie stuck in a tree and had to save him. The class was silent. I could hear my own heartbeat in my ears as I tried to wrap up the story quickly, but not fast enough. When I finished, there was an awkward pause. Mrs. Fisher looked at me, confused. Well, that was unexpected. Then Jessica stood up. I think you really love your dog." Everyone burst out laughing, and I could feel my face turn bright red. I spent the rest of class trying to avoid eye contact with anyone, but in my mind, I was already replaying the scene over and over, thinking, I'll never live this down.